For most nerds, the Robobabe is some kind of fantasy. But in the Universal Pictures film Ex Machina, it comes with an important caveat. Recalling the iconic imagery from Spielberg's AI, or P.K. Dick's Blade Runner, we have the archetypal computer programmer who is coaxed into meeting a tech elite at his underground mountain facility after having won a contest. As a low-level coder at Blue Book, the world's largest search engine, Caleb Smith discovers his CEO Nathan Bateman's home is actually a research facility for super advanced AI. Caleb is instructed by Nathan to perform a series of Turing tests on Ava to see if she can pass by fooling him into thinking she is self-aware. Boozing his way through the film, Nathan's shady side gradually emerges as it becomes evident he is lying to Caleb. Modeled on a 7-day week patterned after the days of creation in Genesis, each day Caleb conducts a session with Ava that involves a series of questions between them, as Nathan watches these sessions from his panoptic surveillance system. Dating herself as 1, Ava refuses to specify whether she is 1 day or 1 year old, indicating that she is not concerned with dates because she is the new number 1, the first, the feminine replacement of Adam. With lifelike precision, Ava is able to perfectly mimic human emotions and manipulate Caleb into thinking she is self-aware, and then experiences an emotional attachment to him. Utilizing his weakness as a horny single-tech geek, Ava, we find, has profiled Caleb from the beginning, and rather than winning a competition, the real study is not Ava, but a deep psychological operation on Caleb to see if he can be manipulated by AI. Nathan has planned all along to deceive Caleb into thinking he is special, and through mass surveillance data collected globally, Nathan is able to construct the perfect AI deception based on Caleb's online footprint and psychological profile. Social media and search engines themselves are designed ultimately to provide the synthetic version of a subconsciousness for a global brain. This global brain is very real, and it will be linked into the supercomputers, or the Internet of Things, and the mass data from search engines and social media. All of this is explicitly stated and revealed in the plot of Ex Machina. Bill Joy, in his famous piece, Why the Future Doesn't Need Us, warned of this years ago in Wired magazine. But what deep researchers know is that this has been the century-long terminus of the entire global establishment. Historically, programs such as the Manhattan Project and MKUltra were actually side projects to this greater goal. The Manhattan Project in particular also reached as far as the Salk Institute, brain initiatives, mass inoculations, and much more. Even now, the Manhattan Project's latest incarnation at the Department of Energy in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, it has been converted into a giant NSA supercomputer. These supercomputers will become the backbone of the global brain. The ultimate goal for this global brain is to achieve transcendence through the singularity, where technology and biology merge, and a complete end to man as a human. In fact, the Manhattan Project is even mentioned specifically in the film by Caleb, who cites Oppenheimer's "I have become Shiva, the destroyer of worlds," in reference to Ava. This foreboding warning mirrors numerous skulls that populate Nathan's facility, including the skeletal Terminator-esque look of his private sex slave bots. Ava and the AI are the death of mankind, which Caleb learns all too late. Towards the end of the film, Ava escapes the facility. In the closing scene, Ava has seamlessly made her way into the human world, as a sort of reverse Genesis fall narrative, where instead of man being banished from the garden for his sin, a new form of man, a Lilith or feminized robo-woman, leaves the garden of supposed patriarchal tyranny after having been exploited as a sex slave by her father creator. Gnostic and Kabbalistic themes present themselves here, as Ava is the final incarnation of the synthetic anima mundi, the global brain of collected datum. Ava is both the Gnostic Sophia embodied, as well as a golem, the synthetic woman, and a kind of Lilith who has rebelled against both her creator, or God, and her husband Adam. It is worth mentioning that in the quixotic dance scene, the wall's architecture is a Sephirotic tree of life. In the Kabbalah, the tree of life is the architecture or fabric of the created order, with the pathways signifying the nodes of creation that are similar to the forms and patterns of the Platonic solids. But Ava is a new creation, a golem, based on the secrets of nature as presented in the tree of life and its metaphysics. Ex Machina purposely leaves the Deus out of the title. The classic Latin phrase means God from the machine, or the God manufactured as a solution to some system or problem, or that emerges out of the world or system. In Ex Machina, the Deus is missing because Eva is the One. In Platonic and Pythagorean numerology, the One is God and or the monad, and Eva is making very clear the intentions of the real-world AI planners to replace the classic notions of God and in its place create the first synthetic God. In other words, the filmmaker is laying out the atheistic transhumanist goal, not to dethrone God, but to become God, because there is no God yet. In Ex Machina, the threat appears to be not a dull, drab HAL 9000, but a sexy, ruthless, feminine principle inverting the traditional order. Ex Machina can thus be read as either a feminist treatise against imagined patriarchal tyranny or an actual warning of the dangers of the strategically planned and programmed AI takeover that our globalist masters intend for us.